Good Friday morning. Meteorologist Henry Blakes here with your WB First Alert Weather Extra. And for the moment, we got nice weather across the viewing area. But the good news is that we got a little bit of spring-like weather underway. Had a little bit of fog this morning, a couple of locations, some patchy drizzle, but that's pretty much out of here. Looking at our Sky9 camera, downtown Baton Rouge, starting to see a little bit more sunshine break out. So it's going to be a much better afternoon across the area. And with the sunshine breaking out, will likely be topping out in the mid to upper 70s, if not low 80s for today. But notice Baton Rouge already. We are at 79 degrees. We're already in the 80s from Bogalusa, Hammond, down toward the coast. So it's going to be an unseasonably warm autumn-like day across South Louisiana and Southwest Mississippi. Looking at your Saturday, it's going to be a repeat of today's weather. You'll notice another round of fog likely for late tonight and early Saturday morning, but we'll see more sunshine break out as we get to mid to late morning. Just going to keep a slight 10% chance of a stray shower in the forecast, but not looking at any weather-related problems for the moment for Saturday at least. Now, Saturday night, that's where we're going to see a bit of a change come into play with the cold front pushing through, and we'll start to feel the effects as early as Sunday. So I'm giving you the first alert because we got the potential for a light freeze across the area coming next week. Wanted to show you Baton Rouge forecast lows, 60s as we go into at least Sunday morning. But remember that cool front is going to push through late Saturday and early Sunday. The colder air is going to follow behind it rather quickly, and you'll notice the lows dipping down into the 30s, maybe even below freezing in the Baton Rouge area for Veterans Day Tuesday. That's likely going to be the coldest morning of next week before we quickly rebound closer to normal by the middle of next week. So I want to show you our future cast. This is the Barron model, mainly showing you the frontal boundaries as well as looking at our temperatures and what we can expect. So look at this. One more warm day we got today, and we've got Saturday. Here's that cold front entering northwest Louisiana at least by Saturday evening. Saturday night and early Sunday morning, notice that cold front is going to be a quick mover. So by daybreak, the front is going to be way out of here. It could spawn a couple of late night and before daybreak or prior to daybreak showers on Sunday, but nothing accumulating to be expected. So the colder air starts to make its way in at least by the mid to late morning hours. The wind is going to be picking up out of the northwest, so it's going to be blustery throughout much of the day and chilly, and the colder air continues to push south. This is cold Arctic air, and that's going to be impacting much of the deep south, not just for Monday, but into your Veterans Day with that Arctic blast overhead. Strong high pressure is going to keep our atmosphere stable. It's going to keep the cold weather around as well. That's why I've got that freezing mark on there, because we do have that potential for our first frost, if not light freeze, of the season. So here's the potential of frost and freeze. I'm showing you the contours or the colors you see shaded in blue. This is indicating at least temperatures of 32 degrees, if not colder, extending from the Gulf Coast all the way into the Great Lakes region. And that does include some of us here across southeast Louisiana. So here's where I'm showing shaded in blue, mainly for residents along and north of the I-10-12 corridor is where you have that potential of seeing those low 30s across the region. So that includes Hammond, Baton Rouge, Port Allen, into Lafayette, and just to the north of Lake Charles is where I'm expecting at least a light freeze, which could be a couple of hours of temperatures at least 32 degrees, between 29 degrees and 32 degrees. South of the I-10-12 corridor, especially our coastal parishes, few of you may get into that frost territory where you reach the mid-30s for a few hours, so can't rule out some patchy frost for you either. But it's once you get into central and eastern Mississippi where you have that potential for a hard freeze, which is going to be several hours of temperatures below 28 degrees, if not right at 28. So there's Macomb, Jackson, Mississippi, Hattiesburg, and don't be surprised, let's say northern parts of Washington Parish could get in on a light freeze, and maybe some isolated spots across southwest Mississippi may get on a spotty hard freeze for a couple of hours. And that's how it's going to be for your Veterans Day to start out. Here's a look at the forecast lows. Going with, for now, 31 degrees for Baton Rouge on Tuesday, Veterans Day morning. But notice places like Macomb, 29, but Bogalusa, Hattiesburg, 27 degrees. So that'll be enough for a hard freeze for you. But for now, the light freeze chance mainly along and north of the interstate. South of the I-10-12 corridor, you have a better chance of maybe some patchy frost as you dip down into the mid-30s for your Tuesday morning. So the rest of your Friday is looking good. Let's focus on that as well as the great weather for Saturday as well. Just keep in mind, once we get into your Sunday and beyond, that's where we're going to need the coats, the jackets, the sweaters, you name it. And don't be surprised if you need it for Sunday as well. It may not be as terrible early Sunday morning as far as the cold, but the temperatures are going to continue to fall throughout much of your Sunday. So it'll start out fine, but temperatures really aren't going to rise very much to the point where you could bring out the shorts. So we're getting to some winter-like weather with a brief cold snap that should be out of here at least by the middle of next week. I'd like to thank you everyone for watching, and be sure to tune in to 9 News this afternoon and evening for your latest weather updates.
Southern Air of Baton Rouge says no, 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 no interest, no money down, no payments for 12 months on HVAC, plumbing, and electrical services. Scan the QR code on your screen to learn more.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. If you're battling an insurance company because of a wreck not your fault and they're not calling you back or being fair, whether you hire us at all, give us a call, 272-5555, or email Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates. You have nothing to lose.